Hi everyone, welcome to What Makes You Say That Wednesday. Yet another thinking routine for your collection. Today's, I think, is really helpful when posed with, well, it is a reflective tool, but it's also good for reflecting on something that's going to happen. And the reason I say that is we've used this one, it's called Compass Points. We used this one in the classroom before we went on a week-long camp. It was our Year 5-6 desert adventure. And with the kids and also with the parents, we did Compass Points. And it enables them, as you're about to see, to bring up things that might be troubling them or they might be concerned about. My favourite way to use Compass Points, and it's what I'm going to do now as an example for you, is when we do parent-teacher interviews, we do a three-way conference with myself, parent and student. And I give the kids a blank template of this thinking routine to take home and to fill out. And basically in the interview, we talk to it. We look at the points that they've written down and address them. And then if there's anything extra, obviously we'll talk about that as well. But let's get started. Going to, how can I set up here? Like that? Is that going to be all right? Okay, so it's called Compass Points because you set it up like you would do a compass. So at the top we have N for north, down the bottom we have S for south, east and west. So it looks like a directional compass. Then what you do is in the middle, you put your topic. So I'm going to say a child's name, but I'm going to make up a name because I'll go with the name Sarah. Sarah's a lovely name and I'm not teaching any Sarahs at the moment. Sarah. Okay. So this is Sarah's interview. That is the topic of our reflection with our compass points. So the first thing Sarah is going to be asked to do in her reflection is to consider what excites her. So she has to think of all the things that excite her. Now, because it's a three-way interview in a classroom, I would be talking primarily about classroom issues. So, our fictional Sarah, really into maths, loves doing art. Let's give her one more thing that she really enjoys in the classroom, and silent reading. Whoops. Silent reading. It's a bit hard to write on a moving whiteboard. Normally I'm a little bit neater than that. Now, obviously, depending on the age or how much you expect them to write, or this can come in the interview, you want to say, what makes you say that? Maths excites Sarah. Sarah, what makes you say that? What is it about maths that excites you? And then that's where you get the elaboration on that thinking. So after we've concentrated on what is exciting about being in the classroom for Sarah, then we come over to here and we ask Sarah, what are your worries? W is for worries. What are your worries about being in the class? Now, you will have some kids who don't have any, and that's amazing. Some kids are just really happy at school, doing well, have friendships, there are no troubles. But others this might be a really heavy part of the reflection tool. It just depends what you're using it for and what the topic is. So Sarah loves a diverse range of activities, as you can see, English, maths and art, but she does have some worries, and her worries are more on the social scheme. She has some friendship worries. So friendships. And she worries a little bit because she's in Year 6. She's worried about high school because that's coming around the corner really soon. Okay? So again, Sarah, what makes you say that? Why are you worried about your friendships? What makes you worried about high school? What can we do to help you not be worried? Okay, so again, you wanting to say the what makes you say that. We then come up to N for north, or in the case of Compass Points, needs. What does Sarah need? What does Sarah need to be happy in her classroom, in her learning, in her everyday time at school? What can I do as her classroom teacher, or what can you do as a parent, or what can the boss do for their staff member, depending on where you're using this tool? What can we do to help Sarah meet her needs? So Sarah needs me to sit down with her and some of the girls to do a bit of oh my gosh, I've totally forgot the name of that. Isn't that dreadful? It's been too long, you see. A restorative circle, which is when we talk about an incident that has happened. Restorative circle, but we want to fix it and make amends. Okay, so we're going to sit down. That's what she needs in order to move forward, because it's a couple of friendships that are particularly bringing her down. So she needs a restorative circle. She knows that I'm going to be there for her. We have a good rapport, good relationship. This is what she needs from me directly. What else does she need? Well, high school, you know what she needs? She needs to be able to feel comfortable. So we're going to put here that she needs to go on a tour. And normally that's easy to do because there are always open days available for that very reason. Any high school will have that kind of situation where you get to go in and get to know the place. I'm going to keep it short today, so I'm not going to give us too much information about Sarah, but so the restorative circle will address the friendship worries. The tour, the open day of the high school, will address some of the high school worries. And then finally come down to S. Now, depending on what you're using the tool for, S sometimes means stance. So say, for example, you were talking about some kind of policy or some kind of decision that had been made. That's when you might be required to have a stance on the topic. I, with the kids, tend to go more for suggestions because I think it empowers them a little bit more as to what they can do to fix their problems. So, suggestions. Now, this might go all over the compass. Sarah might say, well, I would like to suggest that we spend more time silent reading. Maybe she likes it so much, but in the classroom doesn't actually get quite as much of it as she would like. So more time silent reading, that's a suggestion. She can always tell me why. I can always say, what makes you say that? She makes a suggestion that we do the restorative circle sooner than later because she really wants to move on with her friends and have a good year. She wants to see the year out in a really positive way. So do the circle maybe next week, let's say. Mum and Dad might jump in here with a suggestion for something. They might say we can call the high school, or we can talk to your cousin who's already in high school, those kinds of things. So you can see just by simply splitting it into these 4 different types, not different types of thinking, but, well, it kind of is, I suppose. It's a little bit like you're wearing different hats in each segment. You're thinking about what excites you, what worries you, what do you need in order to help you through those things, and what suggestions can be made to help that feel better. Thinking routine, compass points. I love it. We've done it in staff meetings, parents, kids, the whole gamut. You can use it for absolutely any topic whatsoever. It's a winner. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Throwback Thursday. See you later.